Hi guys! So for today's video, I'm obviously not in my music room with all my books. I am in my kitchen/dining room area, and that is because last week for my Writing Wednesday video, I did a video all about tips to succeed at Nanowrimo, and one of those tips was to meal prep. I know that for me, when I get super busy, which I will be during Nanowrimo in a couple weeks, that my first instinct when it comes to feeding myself is to run out and get fast food, and it's because I just don't have the time or the energy to make myself a good meal. If you eat poorly and you're eating junk all the time, you're not gonna have the energy to kick butt at writing those 50,000 words. And obviously we wanna avoid that. We wanna feel energized, we wanna feel good, and eating better and meal prepping so you don't have a ton of time spent actually making your food is going to help with that. So I thought I would share with you guys some of my favorite things to make that are super easy and super delicious and much better for you. I'm not saying they're super healthy, but they're much better for you than running out and getting fast food. So the first recipe is going to be for some burrito meat, and I'm not good at taking pictures of my food, but I promise it's super delicious. So the things you're going to need are a slow cooker, which if you don't have, they sell really cheap at like Walmart and Goodwill even. But then you're also going to need some jalapenos, some green chilies, some salsa, a cup of water, and then after that you're going to need your meat. For the meat, we actually like to use chicken, but you can also make this recipe with pork. I actually think it tastes better with pork, but I'm trying to be a little healthier and pork isn't as good for you. But as far as the rest of the stuff goes, we use El Pato for the salsa. Then we use this brand called Ortega for both the diced jalapenos and the diced green chilies. I usually use about 2 of each. Then you mix it all together, you set it on low, and you let it cook for 8 to 10 hours. So this is really good to do right before you go to sleep because then you'll have food when you wake up in the morning. We really like making them into burritos with some tortillas and some shredded cheese, but you can also use the same recipe to make some really yummy nachos if you want. We like to use these chips from our local grocery stores, or you can turn it into a soup when there's not a ton of meat left and just add some chips and cheese. Total then, if you eat all those different kinds of meals like we do, it creates 3 different meals. Next up is this really delicious biscuits and gravy recipe that my husband especially loves, but I love too. And once again, you're going to need a slow cooker, you're going to need a can of cream of chicken soup, a couple of packages of some gravy mix, some water, and probably a measuring cup to measure the water, and then you're going to need your meat. If you're curious about the exact amounts, this is the recipe so you can see exactly how much you're supposed to use, but we vary it just a little bit. This is the book that we used to get this recipe, and this person actually has her own YouTube channel, so if you guys like this recipe, you should check her out. First, you're supposed to mix all of the ingredients without the meat first, and the cream of chicken soup definitely looks weird when you first put it in, but then you put in some of the gravy mix after that, which my husband is really wanting you guys to know that it's empty. After that, you're supposed to put just a little bit of pepper in, but I put a ton of pepper in because I love pepper. Once again, that's my husband's hands. I don't have really hairy man hands. But anyway, stir it all together and it looks a little bit more normal. And then after that, you put the meat in. Normally this grosses my husband out a lot, but he put on his man face and he did it bravely. Once again, just like the last recipe, you're gonna set this on low and leave it to cook for 8 to 10 hours. We also really love using this instant mashed potato mix. You just add water and it cooks so fast and they are really, really good. And then we really like eating this recipe with biscuits because biscuits are great. And when you're done, this is what you end up with. It is so delicious, and you don't just have to eat it like we do. You can also make it into a chicken sandwich if you want, and that would be super yummy too. So we get a total of 2 meals. Next up, we have some really yummy smoothie recipes, starting with this really delicious chocolate smoothie recipe. It honestly tastes like a milkshake. So you're going to need a blender, of course, along with some chocolate almond milk, and then some vanilla yogurt, some almond butter, or you can use peanut butter if you'd rather. Then you're going to need some protein powder for texture, some peanut powder, and then some ice. If you guys are curious about the specific brands we use Fresh Essentials for the chocolate peanut powder, which I only use this brand because that's what I saw. And then we use our local grocery store's store brand for the yogurt, so any vanilla yogurt is going to do just fine. Then we use this brand here for the almond butter. We get the one that says no stir, so it's already nice and smooth and ready to go. And then we use the Blue Diamond for the chocolate almond milk. You can also mix vanilla almond milk in this if you don't want it too chocolatey, but for the sake of the video, I just used the chocolate. And then we use this protein powder. It's just chocolate flavored protein powder that we got at the grocery store. And then with all of those things we can start, I like to use 1.5 cups of the chocolate almond milk, and then I use a couple of spoonfuls of vanilla yogurt. I'm never all that exact, so you can see here, I just kind of wing it with this big spoon, but I do not have an exact measurement for the yogurt at all. After that, I'm a little more precise and I actually use my measuring spoons, and I will use about 1.5 teaspoons of almond butter. And then I will use 2 tablespoons of the protein powder, and then the tiniest amount of the peanut chocolate powder because it is really strong. I tried putting a little more in once and it came out not tasting as good, so a really tiny amount. And then I use about half of a tray of the ice. Any more is kind of unnecessary. After that, you just go ahead and let it blend, and because so many of the ingredients are powders or liquids, it blends really easily. And when you're all finished, you have this delicious chocolate smoothie. It tastes so good, and I'm so glad I finally found a smoothie that is chocolate but doesn't require bananas. But if you guys do like bananas in your chocolate smoothies, you can mix in bananas. And then also you can try it with coffee. That's what my husband did, and that results in 3 different kinds of smoothie recipes. The next smoothie recipe is for this delicious strawberry lemonade smoothie. It tastes so good, and again, you're gonna need your blender, some orange juice, some frozen strawberries, and you can use fresh ones if you want. I like frozen. And then you're gonna need some strawberry yogurt, some vanilla yogurt, and then you're gonna want some lemon juice, and then some lemons. I use the small kind because I think a big one is maybe too sour for a lot of people, and then some ice. I'm a lot less exact with my measurements here. I put about a baggie full of frozen strawberries in, and then my little lemon once it's peeled, which I do a terrible job peeling, but I put that in. Then put some ice, hoping that it will melt a little bit, and then some strawberry yogurt and some vanilla yogurt. And I'll put a couple spoonfuls of each. More vanilla yogurt is going to help so it's not quite as sour if you don't like it as sour. And then you're going to want to use some of the orange juice. Again, I'm not exact, but I get pulp free because I think pulp tastes like I'm drinking hair. And then after that, you go ahead and put in whatever amount of the orange juice you want. I usually will fill about to where the top of all the other ingredients are. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of the lemon juice. You can skip this if you do not want it to be too lemony, but I love the flavor of lemons. I think it's so good. Then you mix it all together, and it's going to start off a little tricky because of a lot of the ingredients being frozen or thicker. But when you're done, it should be this really pretty pink color, and it turns out so delicious. But if you guys want, instead of having just strawberries, you can swap it out with some mixed berries and make yourself a berry smoothie. It tastes very delicious also. Just like the other recipe, you can add bananas, and that results in 3 different kinds of smoothie recipes. Anyway, there you go. As you can see, most of these recipes you can tweak just slightly to make yourself different meals, and they honestly all taste so delicious. You can make them however you want to suit your tastes, and they're pretty wallet friendly. They don't cost that much, especially if you're a bargain shopper like my husband and I, and you find really good deals. If you guys liked this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, I would love to do it because I had so much fun making this for you guys. And if you have any of your own recipes that you absolutely love, whether they're smoothie or slow cooker or something else, please feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. As always, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos, and check out some of my videos right over here. Don't forget that the Nanowrimo Facebook group I made is listed in the description bar down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.